Hey y'all, sorry I've been in like 25 different locations in my past videos, but if you've been around for a while, you know that's a trend, you know that's normal. So right now I'm in Arizona. Welcome to Arizona. Well, when you see this, I'm in Texas, but like, okay. When you see this, I'm in Texas, but when I'm filming this, I'm in Arizona. But I have another scary story for you guys. And sorry if you hear anything in the background. My parents' house is pretty new and it's in like a new neighborhood. And so they're building shit right now and it's just unfortunate, but I can't help it. I still have to film, still have to get these videos done for you guys. So if you hear some trucks in the background, it's not my fault. Also, my sister, I guess, has a really bad scorpion problem in her bedroom, and I'm really paranoid because when I used to live in Arizona at my old house, I mean, I would literally find like 2 scorpions a day. Okay, that's being dramatic. I would easily find like 3 to 4 scorpions a week in my bathroom, and I'm just traumatized from that because they're just creepy little fuckers, and I just like am so worried that I'm gonna get stung. I've never been stung before, and I don't want to get stung now. Oh my god, I saw a fly. But okay, this story was actually sent to me from one of you guys, so Chloe, thank you for sending me the story. I will have her link down below. If you guys ever have stories that you want me to read, please send them to me, because I mean, I dig through Reddit all the time, but I really like reading stories that I know you guys already like, if that makes sense. Obviously, I love to read you guys the stories that I enjoy, but this channel is about you guys, it's not about me. Well, it is about me, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? We're in this together. I can't stop doing this, and I really don't know why. I will also have the author link down below, and then if you guys want to check out the story and read along with me, then I will have that link down below as well. I'm gonna shut up, and we're gonna get into the story. So the story is called My Friend Was Murdered, and her diary is disturbing. Hi, no sleep. My friend was brutally murdered in her sleep this weekend. When the police found her, she was lying on top of her duvet, covered in her own blood, with a slit in her throat. No trace was found of her killer. Upon retrieving some things for her family today, I stumbled across her diary. What you will read below is her account of the last 7 days of her life. Monday, July 9th, 2018. Dear diary, I guess? I don't really know how I'm supposed to start this thing. The therapist recommended I acquire some kind of journal to help catalog my thoughts. It's supposed to keep me grounded and in the present if I start to have another panic attack. So here we are. It's Monday the 9th, and I'm supposed to be at work right now, except I'm not. I moved houses today to a new build condo in a quiet suburban street. I had something of a mental breakdown earlier on this year that left me hyperventilating on the wrong side of the guardrail on the Golden Gate Bridge. It took 2 agonizing hours of talking to a police officer to convince me not to embrace in the void and choose life instead. I was then immediately whisked away to a hospital to be evaluated by a psychiatrist. The next day, I went home and immediately listed my apartment for sale. There were too many memories left there that I didn't want to keep, and I needed a fresh start. My new place is exactly what the doctor ordered. It's a modern 2 up, 2 down, I think that's what it's called, townhouse. It really has all the things a growing millennial needs. USB ports in every outlet, high-speed Wi-Fi, good call reception. I'm in love with the place. There's an open-plan kitchen and living area towards the back with these amazing floor-to-ceiling sliding glass doors. These lead to a cute little deck with a tiny patch of grass, I'm told is a lawn. I wouldn't know, I've ever only lived in apartments. Towards the front, there's a spare room, which, until I have more money, is going to remain unfurnished. It'll probably end up being a storage closet for the stuff I couldn't leave behind when I moved, but definitely don't need. Heading upstairs, there's my bedroom and bathroom. The bedroom sits at the back of the house, above the deck, and the bathroom takes up the front. The whole place is wide open, spacious, and it lets light in. It feels like my soul is taking a big breath of fresh air. I have a neighbor, and I'd assume that their house is a mirror image of mine. I've not met them yet, but I hope I bump into them soon. A little human contact couldn't go far amiss in my new life. I guess I should go unpack more of my stuff. It should help to ease my anxieties about the new place if everything's in order. Do you say goodbye to a diary? I have absolutely no idea. There needs to be a guide about diary etiquette online somewhere. So it's like 10:30-ish, and I've just gotten back to my room after a frantic search around the house for my breaker box. Can you believe it? 12 hours into the new house and I get a power cut. I fell asleep with the landing light on, and I guess the sudden absence of light woke me up. I jumped out of bed and initially thought I was blind. Suburbia is really dark at night. My eyes eventually adjusted enough to penetrate the darkness, and I fumbled my way down the stairs into the kitchen and grabbed the flashlight off the fridge. It's one of those cheap magnetic ones. I received it as a gift in a stocking once for Christmas. I flicked it on and scanned the kitchen for the breaker box. It wasn't in the kitchen or the living room. It was in the spare bedroom, behind 4 boxes of my junk. I moved the boxes and lifted the lid to the breaker switches, but nothing had tripped. I was just thinking about which number I'd need to dial to get some kind of idea of the situation when there was a dull thud followed by a sharp click. Confused and out of sorts in unfamiliar surroundings, I held my breath for about 5 seconds, and then I heard the hum of the fridge. The power was back on. I emerged from the spare room into the partially illuminated kitchen and approached the fridge to reattach the flashlight. I thought I caught a glimpse of something in the corner of my eye just as I was about to turn and head for the stairs. It looked like there was a figure out on the deck. I rushed for the outdoor light switch. It's one of those really bright security lights. They're usually activated by proximity, but need to be reset in the event of a power cut. There was a burst of light onto the deck in the lawn behind it. There wasn't a trace of anything. No figure, no footsteps. Not even any poop from an animal. Whatever shadow I thought I had seen evaporated like mist. I think I'm losing it again. Already. Tuesday, July 10th, 2018. Hello, diary. I apologize for my minor outburst last night. The internet tells me that what I experienced was a rolling blackout, and I guess my mind was just playing tricks on me. Today's my first day back at work after a week off, so I'm stressed, and honestly a little anxious about that. I work as a graphic artist for a bank. I produce their advertisements and customer-facing posters and emails. It's really fun work, but there are tight deadlines, and I'm constantly trying to please everyone. Hopefully my first day back isn't so intense. With a bit of luck, I won't have to endure another power cut tonight. Diary, there's a footprint on my deck. Not a set or a trail of footprints, just one enormous muddy boot print right outside the sliding doors. If I were to put my foot where the prints sit and close the doors, my toe would be pressed right against them. Someone was stood at my door. I didn't catch it last night because it was dark, and the deck is stained a deep chestnut color. I don't know what to do. I've called the police, but they completely dismissed me. I'm sorry, ma'am, there's nothing we can do without an actual intruder present. I called my friend Matt to stay over for the night. He said he'll crash on the couch, which makes me feel a little bit better. I think if I can spend one night in the house without a disturbance, I'll feel better. At the end of the day, it was one boot print. It might have been there before I even moved in for all I know. I'll have forgotten about it in the morning. Wish me luck, diary. I'm turning in for the night. Wednesday, July 11th, 2018. Good morning, diary. I slept like a log last night. No nightmares about big-footed, money intruders inexplicably appearing on my deck. I found Matt sat at the breakfast bar upon my arrival to the kitchen. He claims he didn't experience anything out of the ordinary last night, aside from some creaking in the house. With it being a new build, I'm willing to put this down to the house settling, or me turning over in my sleep. I'm feeling incredibly positive today. I'm falling in love with the new house. I'm starting to feel safe, and I've just had breakfast and coffee before work for the first time in years. I'll be home late from work tonight. I've been invited for drinks with some colleagues as a sort of welcome back celebration. It'll be nice to get out of my head for a while, even if it is aided by alcohol. Thursday, July 12th, 2018. The back door was open this morning. I came downstairs to get a glass of water and some painkillers to alleviate the headache I had as a result of last night's antics. A thoroughly deserved headache, I might add. I felt the cool morning air raise goosebumps on my neck and make the hairs on my arms stand on end before I reached the bottom of the stairs and located the source of the chill as I rounded the corner. I don't remember much of last night after getting home, but I'm fairly confident I didn't touch the door. I'm not a smoker, and I haven't owned a pet for years, so there was no logical reason for me to have opened the back door last night at all, let alone leave it wide open. I'm going to the hardware store immediately to pick up new heavy-duty locks, and I've gotten a locksmith arriving later on this afternoon to install them. I have an appointment scheduled with a security company later on this week to get an alarm installed with a remote panic button. The situation is slowly deteriorating into something that I can't explain away as month-old footprints and strange sleeping behaviors. I'm gonna go around to the neighbor and see if they've heard or experienced anything similar. I would definitely feel better if I had a nearby friendly face that I can turn to for support. I can't keep calling Matt every time I make a stupid mistake when I've had one too many daiquiris. I don't think anybody lives next door. I knocked on the door and rang the bell, which still works surprisingly, and received no answer. After some observation, the house was absolutely spotless, externally and internally. I'm not sure if it was ever inhabited. Every window on the ground floor is covered with a pair of heavy blackout curtains, except for one, the front room. Peering through the window, I could make out a solitary wooden chair in the middle of the room, facing the window. I saw no evidence of any other furniture, past or present. There were no indentations in the carpet, no empty boxes, no discoloration on the walls. It looked as if the house had remained untouched since it was built earlier this year. I don't feel comfortable about all of this. Something just doesn't feel right. I'm gonna go ask some of the other people in the neighborhood about the house and see if they can shine some light on this for me. In the meantime, I'm going to invest in a safety chain for my front door. I don't feel safe anymore. Friday, July 13th, 2018. Friday the 13th. One of the only 2 unlucky days this year, I'd like to say that. I don't believe in superstition, especially as my therapist believes that it doesn't have any positive effects on my mental health. However, today has been extremely negative for me. My declining attention at work has caused them to put me on a short stress leave. My supervisor believes that I may have returned to work a little too soon, and so I've been told to take this Saturday and the entirety of next week off to get my shit together. I think I'm just gonna spend the entire time in bed. I don't have the energy to do anything else. My locksmith hasn't been able to get out to my house yet either. It's apparently break-in season, whatever that means, and he's been snowed under with lock changes. I've bought and attached a safety chain to my door. It's funny, I don't even know what I'm trying to keep out at this point. I just want to feel comfortable in my new home. It happened again. There's no way this is a coincidence. 2 power cuts in 5 days in a new build? I can't rationally explain this away. I wasn't even asleep this time. I was lying in bed, staring at the ceiling and fantasizing about the Golden Gate Bridge when my thoughts were rudely interrupted by a sharp click and dull thud from outside. I was plunged into almost complete darkness and started to panic. My heart started pounding like it was attempting to crack open my sternum and escape my chest. My breathing became shallow and rapid like oxygen was suddenly in short supply, and I needed every molecule that was available to me. I sat bolt upright, and no longer in my stupor, but suddenly very alert. I listened hard for any sound that might seem out of the ordinary. I couldn't hear anything over the sound of my own breathing and the constant pounding drumbeat in my chest. I swung my legs over the edge of the bed and gingerly dropped my feet onto the carpet. I had recently relocated the flashlight to my bedside drawer, and I hastily retrieved it. After a few seconds of fumbling around with shaky hands, I found the on switch, and the darkness gave way to an orange glow that now felt familiar and offered a tiny scrape of comfort to my jangled nerves. There was a creak from downstairs. I entered the landing and listened with bated breath. I wasn't sure if I was preparing to run or to club an assailant with my tiny flashlight, but I was prepared for something. No sounds. I crept down the stairs, one at a time, listening for the faintest sound. After 5 minutes of silence, I was satisfied that my kitchen was free of intruders. I approached the back door and gave the latch a solid tug. It was locked tight. I headed to the front door and ensured the safety chain was still secure. My final stop was to check the spare room for the breakers. I'd left the boxes out of the way from last time. If I'm honest, I haven't had the energy to rearrange or unpack them. Unsurprisingly, the switches were all up. In a complete panic, I had dialed 911. Feeling my cheeks flush a little with embarrassment and regretting having been so hasty, I retired to the couch to await the arrival of the police and thought of what I could tell them to convince them I wasn't crazy or wasting their time. The police arrived with a knock at the door. I approached cautiously and opened with a tiny crack, through which I could check that they were actually police. When I was sure, I carefully slid back the safety chain and eased the door open for them to come in and search the house for intruders. They seemed distracted with something else, as if they had better things to be doing, which they probably did. Their search was basic, checking under beds and wardrobes with just a cursory glance into the bathroom. I was left with a copy of a police report and the instructions to dial 911 if I felt unsafe. Sleep came for me there on the couch around 2 a.m., and I awoke with a start just now at 5:35. I'm tired, and I need coffee. Fuck this house diary. Saturday, July 14th, 2018. It's around 4 p.m. now, and I'm too tired to function. Still no word from the locksmith or the security company. I'm not sure if this police report will protect me if push comes to shove. I spent the last few hours on the phone making plans to get out of here. I have an Airbnb for tomorrow and 5 apartment viewings this week. I'll have to rent this place out and write off my plans of my dream home. I'm gonna pack everything I need and get an early night. I'm leaving very early tomorrow as I have a pretty decent drive to make. On the move again. I hope this isn't gonna be a recurring theme for me. Sunday, July 15th, 2018. Hi there, diary. I did not move out this morning. I found myself unable to leave my bed and unavailable to answer my phone. I made some mistakes this week, diary. I think it was good that I bought a security chain for the door. It's smart, cheap, and simple. Double-checking doors and windows is also a great plan when one fears an intruder. The security system would have proven to be overpriced and ineffective had it arrived before my departure. The new fancy deadbolt would have appeared to have been of little use also. These things only serve to keep intruders out. My first mistake was checking in on the house next door. I forgot to lock my door. Or maybe it didn't occur to me that that was necessary. I was only feet away, right? What could possibly happen? My second mistake was falling asleep on the sofa yesterday morning. It was careless. I was exhausted from my ordeal, and after seeing off the police officers, I'd neglected to reset the chain on the door. My final mistake was being so loud on my phone throughout the day of Saturday. Anybody could have heard my plans to leave, and so quickly too. It's almost like I was fleeing. That would have been smart. You see, I was right in my Friday panic. There was a reason to be scared. He was hiding behind my shower curtain. The police didn't see the muddy print on the floor, nor did they see the sprinklers of dirt on the bath mat. They didn't even turn on the light. When I left for coffee, my uninvited house guest crept under my bed and waited. When I retired to bed early, he waited for my breathing to become slow and deep. He then emerged slowly and silently. He rose up beside the bed like a ghoul and produced a blade, a beautiful thing, obsessively cleaned and meticulously maintained. The blade was pressed against my throat for a brief second before it glided across and all of my blood spilled out. I gasped for breath. I tried to scream. Nothing came out. With my eyes wide and my hands clasping at my throat, trying in vain to staunch the crimson flow, I'd imagine my last thought was a wish that I'd spent a little extra cash and got that Airbnb one night earlier. My life faded, and I collapsed, motionless on top of my duvet. The man then reached under my mattress, produced my diary, and proceeded to fill in my final day. Wouldn't it be such a shame if I ended the week on a Saturday? And if you're reading this, maybe check behind your shower curtain before locking yourself in for the night. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I actually hate that. I filmed a video earlier about like a guy who was stalking this little girl, and he would just be like standing at their window, and this reminds me so much of that, and now I'm really paranoid. I'm staying in this house by myself. Now I'm just gonna go check every crevice, My sister doesn't have a shower curtain, thank God. I didn't have to film these videos yet. I could have fucking waited till somebody else was home. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if you have any other stories that you want me to read, please send them to me. I have so many right now that I want to read, but again, I love getting stories from you guys because I like reading things that I know you guys will enjoy. I'm also really happy that you guys liked one of the last stories that I read. I think someone else is living in my apartment. I loved that story. I don't know. I like stories like that like end so unexpectedly. Like I was not expecting this whatsoever. I don't know what I thought was gonna happen at the end because I knew she was murdered, but like I guess I didn't really think about what the end of the diary would be. I don't know, maybe I just thought it was like gonna cut off or something. But I love stories that end so unexpectedly and so twisted and so, I don't know, I love that shit. I also wanted to let you guys know, I'm probably gonna mention this in most of my videos for like the next couple weeks, but I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch, so I'll have my link to my Twitch channel down below. I wanted to start streaming random games because honestly, I play the shit anyways, and I'm like, I might as well sit and hang out with you guys while I'm doing it. And I always tweet about like Toontown and Sims, and you guys are always telling me to make videos about it, so I'm like, why not just play like live with you guys? I feel like that'd be so fun. And I could also start reading stories like this. I could read your guys' paranormal stories because I have so many of them. Like I have so many ideas for this, and I'm really excited to get it started. I'm starting this week, and I'm probably going to be streaming every single day. I'll let you guys know when I have an official schedule because I haven't figured that out yet. I'm going to figure that out when I get back to Texas. But I'm really excited to interact with you guys and have you guys there like live. I feel like that's the coolest part of it. It's like we can talk to each other, and I can like read what you guys are saying, and it's not just like through comments and stuff. Like I can reply to you guys like live and in person like that. I don't know, I'm so excited. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna go. I literally had to let my dogs in mid-video because they were panicking because they don't like to be away from me or humans, so they're sleeping on the bed like the little angels that they are. So sorry if you heard like barking or anything at the beginning of the story. I tried to like re-say parts where I thought they were barking, but I had to let them in. But okay, yeah, we're gonna go. See you in the next one. Bye. I feel like all my Arizona videos are just gonna be me and my dogs, but that's okay because they're cute, so it's fine. Hey, Gracie. She's like, fuck off, I'm tired. Okay, well, you're the one who wanted to come in here. And then we have Kennedy. She's like, I don't think she likes being on camera. I think she's camera shy. She has really bad anxiety, so can relate, but I don't think she has anxiety being on camera. But she's been panicking the last couple days because we just have a lot of people working on our house, and so there was like this guy here yesterday. She had a panic attack, so it's like really sad, but I feel for her. I feel you, buddy. But like, she's so cute. She's my precious little baby. I love her. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Sorry, bye.